Hi everyone, and thanks for joining us today. Michael here, and I'm also joined by Ian as well. We're the founders of Covram. Today we were just going to quickly go through the functionality of the Covram web application. So this is the application you can load by visiting the covram.com.au website. And the main benefit to this is you can access the data that you've captured out at site using the mobile app. So the data you capture using your mobile app syncs automatically with the Covram Web App, and so you'll be able to access that same data on a bit of a bigger screen. And there's some additional functionality that we'll go through now. So let's jump right on in, and you can hopefully see that I've also shared my screen, this is just the covram.com.au homepage of our website. And I'm going to go up to the top corner here and click on the login button. So this assumes you've already got an account. You've already created that in the previous video. We went through that. If you'd like to have a look at that one on how to create an account using the mobile app. Alternatively, you could also choose to click this create an account button if you haven't already seen that video and you want to create an account at this point. But for this example, we're just going to go through and log into an existing account.
And we've selected my login rather than Michael's because I've got a heck of a lot of sites that we can look at. That's the reason for this.
Sure. So first and foremost, you'll notice this is a list of all the projects. So these are all the projects that you've been added as a user or an administrator to. You'll notice down the side here, some projects have edit project button here. So these are the projects you're listed as an administrator for. If you're not listed as an administrator, this won't appear. Okay. So you can click on any of these projects as they highlight as I'm scrolling down. You'll also notice at the bottom there's an option to create a new project, to select multiple projects, which we'll go through in a minute. And you can also choose to export your data that you've captured for each project. So we can go through that a little later, but right now we're just going to choose to select one of those projects. That will take us into the details associated with that and the data that's been captured under that project. So I've clicked in it. It's opening up a map and showing all of the different sites that we've captured within this project. So this could be sites that have been captured by yourself or part of a team member. All of them will be displayed within that project. So Dad, is there a particular site we should have a look at, for this example?
Pick maybe the one right over on the east coast there, right over to the right.
So I'm just dragging here, as you can see that little hand icon there, and I'm going to double click to zoom in. It looks like it's near Bega there.
Yep.
So click on this one.
Yep.
And the name of that project is obviously Hobart Beach 2. And we can click this button to then go in and view the inspection data that's been captured at that site. So I'm going to click on that.
Okay, so I might talk about this. So this happened to be where I had a short holiday and I did an assessment down there, and very nice place. So this data, as Michael said, has been synced directly from the Covram mobile phone app, and it shows the photo which you've taken at the site, but it also has the data. So if you go and in fact, just go to that line there where it says view inspection, you tap on that.
Yep. So just click on that.
And that takes you into basically all the data. So you look at that those headings that Michael's on now, and you can see each of those is a level of data. So if you go to veg scoring, Mike, that'll give you what the assessment actually came out as, and yeah, it gives you a score and says what the rating is. So and similarly, you could go to any of the others, but maybe we'll go back. That just shows you, for example, was there a weed or there's a particular plant of interest? And for me, having an understory of sweet pitostrum in its natural state was quite interesting. So if we want to go out of there for a sec, it just shows you all the different fields we've got there. So there were glossy black cockatoos there. So I did a threatened species while I was at it. Now you'll notice as well, so there are on this, it gives you a photo. You can see what you're looking at, and it has all of the site information you want. Now you can download the photo that you took there, and you can, and that comes up to a high standard. I think you've got to get out and come back in probably, Michael, to
Yeah,
get that.
so you just click at those. There's a few links at the top of the page here that I've just got my mouse on at the moment. So you can click on them to go back to the projects list, or you can click on that to go to the map view of all of of that particular project, or you can click through to view the particular site. So at the moment we're on the site page.
So if you just want to go down to the download the image.
Yeah, this may not show on the screen as it's shown in the corner of my screen that it's downloaded now. So
but people have got an image that is high quality if they want to download it.
Yeah,
right? I think that's the key.
So it's original. It's an original quality rather
original
than
quality photo, correct? So that gives you insight of as to the site details. So we'll move out from there, go back to the project level. Oh, yep, that's it. And so if we wanted to, so some of the other power that's involved here is the ability to filter sites. So we've got a lot of sites here. I think there's about 140 odd. So if you want to zoom in a bit more, Michael.
Yep. So I'm just double clicking to zoom.
Yep. So if you look down the bottom left there, it's got apply filter, and you might want to describe those, Mike.
Yeah. So if I click on this apply filter button, you'll see there's a few options which pop up here. We're still working on adding additional filters at the moment, but at the moment we've got vast rating, significant threatened species, endangered ecological communities, and evidence of Aboriginal culture. So this is different data points that have been captured at site. So perhaps if I just click the vast rating one and we can apply that filter, and you'll see, so this is shaded the different markers in different coloring, and that's linked to down here. There's a bit of a key here which is indicating the different coloring scheme there. So
what this shows is, particularly when you get a reasonable number of data points, it starts giving you an overview of what the site quality across a reasonable area and actually the distribution of sites and their quality. It's actually quite a useful piece of information that can be used. And obviously any of these could be used in reports or whatever to describe various things. But as Michael said, there are other filters. You can go for threatened species or other things, and we'll develop that more as we go. So yeah, you could press
perhaps
that.
Just quickly, I'll just, with regards to the threatened species or EECs or evidence of Aboriginal culture, these have little drop downs here that you can either leave blank, which is going to search for any type of threatened species, or you can choose to list a specific threatened species here and search for that specific threatened species. So what I'm going to do, I'll just leave that blank and apply that filter, and we'll see that there are these red dots are indicating that a threatened species is present. And I can go here and this will line up with, if I go into this inspection, it will show me what threat species that is, hopefully. All going to plan. Yep. So this site has identified superb parrot as being a threatened species.
And it was present when the inspection was done.
Yep. So, and now I'll just go back in here and back in here and apply that again. And if I go to another site here and click through here, for example, this one's got identified a grey crowned babbler when that site inspection was completed.
Excellent. So as well as this, as well as that sort of stuff, and clearly the more data you have and the more re-inspections you have, the more powerful this becomes. So but Michael, you can zoom in a few levels if you want. And it just shows you the sort of spread of things you can achieve. If you want to go out further to the first test project, back to that.
So this is first test project. Do you mean the project list?
Yeah, the project list.
So to get back out to the project list from this screen, you can hit this. It's called a hamburger menu here with the 3 dots. You can hit projects here.
Okay, so maybe if we have a look at the Warby's Tamanic Burn site,
and I click through on that one.
and
of course, we've got to zoom out a little bit because it's not there.
So and the reason I've selected this one is this is a lot of sites in a relatively small area. So it just shows you the different scale you can operate at. So, for example, these are proposed burn sites, and I've done assessments there on features. And so, for example, that one there is nearly 60 sites in an area of about 100 hectares, and the one above that is nearly 40 sites in an area of about 80 hectares. It just shows the different scale you can operate at. You can go across a landscape, or you can go quite localized there, but it's got all the similar functionality. You can do all the things by applying filters or doing whatever you want. So yeah, you can press threatened species or vast. That gives you a sense of what's going on. Okay, so we might go back out to the projects page again. And while we're waiting there for it to go back, you might want to show some of the other things, Mike, the multiple projects.
Yeah, so obviously one particular decision that needs to be made with regards to how you're managing your projects is if you'd like to have separate smaller projects or one large project. So we've had that query in the past. So where there are multiple smaller projects, we've received feedback that would be beneficial to be able to view them on the same page. So we've added in this functionality here with this select multiple projects button. So if you click this button, it'll offer different select options down the side here. So for example, if we click on this one and this one, the 2 projects we've just recently looked at, and I hit this view multiple projects button, and I'm just going to hit refresh on my browser here to change the zoom. It will show both projects at once. If you look down the side here, the blue ones are indicating first test project 2, and the green ones are indicating Warby Tamanic Gap burns. And in addition to this, you can also apply filters. So those filters can apply across both of those projects which have been brought up at the moment. So I'll just apply vast rating across these. Zoom in here, that's been applied across both projects. So we can compare and contrast projects.
And I guess where this is really handy is, like Michael said, if you've got multiple projects operating and you can be sitting in your office with the various user groups and reviewing them at your computer and talking in real time, like we are here, looking at the sites and the site details. So you can share information. You might be at one end of the catchment, and someone down the other end has collected data. So yeah, it's actually it's a really useful tool and a really good way to report. If you need to report on multiple projects, you can obviously be able to generate maps of the various projects and their condition state and other filters Michael has.
Okay, so we're just going to go back out to projects again here. And so there's also an export data option here. So for instance, you may want to export your data into Excel, for example, to create different graphs or to analyze that data further, filtering and stuff like that. So you can press this export data button here, and this will give you the option to export data from any one of these different projects. And so we can just click on that button, and it would create a CSV file, which is a file you can import very easily into Microsoft Excel or similar. So I'm just going to go cancel on this example, but that functionality has been built out.
This is the place to view your data that you've collected, and it's where you can view it like a storehouse or a library, and you can go into either analyze it or look more closely, review your photos, or, as Michael said, export what you need for reporting on projects.
So we are still actively developing this and looking to expand the functionality here. So any feedback would be very welcome. We've deliberately tried to keep this as simple as possible because, like the app, we want it to be intuitive and easy to understand. We don't want to have to develop a lot of documentation around how to use these different applications. That's the goal for us. So yeah, look forward to receiving your feedback, and thanks for joining us today. Thank you.